The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm talking about Google's streaming gaming service. As of today, as of this video, which was pre-recorded yesterday, Google will be talking more details about their streaming gaming device. And so I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it without noting the details of it. Just does it even have a chance? First and foremost, I have learned over the years to wait upon judgment of a console or streaming service until it comes out. One thing think about 2 years ago when the Nintendo Switch first got announced, that I was looking at it and saying, gosh, I don't know about this. And so number one thing is that I do not ever underestimate the power of Google. Google has become a huge behemoth in the form of technology and what it has to offer. And I think a streaming device might be exactly what many people may want. It's going to come down to a couple things. First and foremost, does it work? We've seen devices in the past offer lots of things. And, you know, the Google streaming service, device, whatever it ends up being, is going to have to deliver on whatever it promises. We've seen previous consoles in the past offer all sorts of things only to be judged when they came out and didn't deliver. Google has huge name recognition for just a standard person, maybe not even a gamer, and so there's a lot of people out there that really just want a service and convenience. And I think combine those two things, service and convenience, and you're going to get something very powerful with Google's name behind it. And so I look back, I mean, there's been streaming services been offered before only to fall flat on their face, or you have these micro consoles, whatever this might be. Okay, Google, I think, is taking a streaming service adoption, and it's gonna, with the details, hopefully they can flesh out what they actually want to do with it. One thing that's important to note is that many people, I think, are getting tired of having to spend lots of money on hardware to run games for a certain amount of time, only to have to upgrade their hardware over and over and over again. And I think Google is looking at that and possibly offering some type of cloud gaming service that, you know, essentially you're playing a game and it's not running on your hardware, it's streaming using hardware through cloud gaming. And so I think that's a really interesting concept, and I'm sure they're going to flesh out details at this year's GDC as well. And I'm talking about this, you know, again, before major details are being offered about the console. But I'm just in my thoughts, I think that Google does have a chance. I think there's a lot of people that are ready to just enjoy gaming as a service and not have to collect. I think there's a lot of people out there that just want a game. And it doesn't matter about owning it. And, you know, there's old timers such as myself which love collecting, and I love that aspect of video games. But there's a lot of people out there that just want to play. And if Google can offer that, I think that's interesting. I think cost is going to be a factor too. If they're offering a streaming gaming service or a console, it's going to have to be inexpensive. There's Sony, there's Microsoft, there's Nintendo, there's Steam, and so there's so many other ways of gaming. It's going to have to offer something exclusive. I think there are several companies already behind this gaming streaming service, and so Ubisoft and Bethesda, I think, are two companies that already are on board. It'll be interesting to see what else is being offered. I think the controller, or whatever this streaming service offers, the controller has to be decent, or at least has to be able to have options for what type of controller is going to work with this streaming gaming device. On top of streaming, I think it'll be interesting, you know, to see what type of services they offer for streamers, YouTubers, Twitch, etc. And so being able to stream as a multimedia device, I think there's consoles that have done it right. I think of the PlayStation 4, how easy it is to stream on YouTube. And then I think like the Xbox One, which in my opinion, I wish it was easier to stream on that. It's not. It's really frustrating actually. And so those are my simple thoughts about Google's streaming gaming service, not knowing the cost, not knowing, I'm sure these details are going to be fleshed out, but I do think it has a chance. I know there's several people out there that are going to look at this and saying, you know, if I can't play offline, then I'm not going to do it. Or if it's just going to be some type of streaming digital only service, I'm not going to do it. I'm almost positive that Google's probably going to announce something like that. And you know, that's just the world we live in now, is that, you know, we are going to a digital only options for games. And I know there's many people that are unhappy about that, but that's just the reality that we live in. You know, there's so many options to play and enjoy video games. You know, it comes down to convenience. There's a lot of questions to be answered about that. You know, is that really better for gaming? I think it's more convenient. I don't think it's better for gaming. It's all going to depend on what types of games you can play on this streaming service. I think they would be doing a disservice if they're not offering AAA titles. And so, you know, you have, you know, a powerful PC, you have the PC market, you have powerhouses such as Sony and Microsoft that are offering, you know, some beefy gaming machines. They can play games with amazing graphics, and yet they can also scale down and offer indie titles as well. The library is going to have to be there. They're going to have to offer something, you know, if it requires an internet connection, you know, how does that work? You know, is it going to be consistent? How's the multiplayer going to be? There's lots of questions to be answered with this streaming service or gaming device. And, you know, I do think it has a chance. I think hopefully they're a larger company and they've done their research to at least offer something competitive. And so it's going to have a decent price. It's going to have a decent service. And it's going to have to offer value to a wide audience. And I think a lot of people know who Google is. And so if they offer the right package, I might even check it out. Like I said, I am a very curious person, and I'll always try something. And I've learned to hold off judgment until I play something more and more as time moves on. And so, you know, for me, just speculating about does it have a chance, it always has a chance. I think the times that we forget that something has a chance is the times we make mistakes. I think at any given time in this industry, in the gaming field, something can come out of nowhere and surprise people. It's happened so many times in the industry before. You know, I think about the Nintendo Switch. I think about previous consoles, the Sony PlayStation, even when that came out. You know, nobody really considered it a major competitor until they started delivering, offering a very competitive console with amazing games. And so I don't think Google's any different. If they offer something that's competitive with an awesome streaming service with decent prices, I think that's a big challenge right now, is that, you know, prices are all over the place. You know, there's a lot of people that are complaining, why is digital the same price as physical? Well, as physical gets phased out, maybe the price of digital games will go down. There's also the storage question. How is that going to work? If it's just streaming, though, maybe it's not even, you're not even storing the game on any device, and that you're streaming it online. And how well does that work? And so, you know, with lots of areas with limited connectivity, this may not be an option. So does that affect sales or appeal to this device? So what do you think? What do you think about Google and their streaming gaming service? Is this something that you're interested in seeing? I'm sure there's going to be details as this video gets released, and hopefully that can add to the conversation. Comment below what you think of Google and them entering the streaming gaming market with a device. Hopefully they're going to give some details about it. I just wanted to talk about it. It's going to be on everybody's mind, and so I wanted to give my thoughts. Yes, I think they have a chance. It'll be interesting to see what they actually offer. I want to thank everybody for continuing to tune in to my humble channel as I'm marching towards 90,000 subs. I want to thank everybody for continuing to tune in. This is crunch time as a teacher. That's my day job, and it's been very busy. And so I just want to thank everybody for continuing to support me. Also, if you want to support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, you can support me there and get an exclusive video every month. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the immortal John Hancock. You take care.